welcome to What to Read. I'm Savvy, and today we're going to be doing a book review. So, just for some background on the What to Read segment of my show, so we have the What Not to Write, which is obviously where we're going to make fun of my bad writing and make fun of how bad I used to be as a writer back when I was a teenager. And then we have the What to Write segment, where I'll be giving you guys tips and advice on how to get your writing improved, all of that type of stuff to stay focused, stay motivated. And then this segment is going to be What to Read, and that's where I'll do book reviews. I'll recommend you guys good stuff to read, and if you don't like it, you can decide that you're never going to trust me again. But I think everything I'm recommending here is good. So first I want to talk about the focus of this What to Read show, which is going to be, the focus is all going to be on independent books. So for those of you who don't know, there are different types of publishing out there. If we all know there's those big publishing houses like HarperCollins or Little Brown, Penguin, big companies like that. And, you know, they put out like thousands and thousands of books all the time, and they're constantly marketing them super heavily. But then there are also a lot of other writers out there who are writing things and not getting deals with those big houses. And maybe they don't have an agent. Maybe they're just writing things on their own and putting them out into the world. And those books often don't get the attention they deserve. And because they don't have like huge marketing people behind them, sometimes we don't know about those books. So I want to do reviews of those type of books for you guys so that you can find some really good books that you may have not known about. So the first book we're going to do today is this book. It is called Hearts Are Like Balloons. And this book is by a lady named Candace Robinson. So for some background on Candace, Candace runs a super awesome blog called Literary Dust. And on her blog, she does book reviews, that type of thing, lots of other like independent book reviews, kind of like what I do on my blog as well. So I first met Candace when I was looking for someone. She reviewed my first book here, Beauty King. I was looking for someone to review it, and she was looking for new reviews to do on her blog, so I sent her a copy. She reviewed it, and she gave me a really good review. I think she gave me the best review I'd ever gotten on this book. So I reached out to her again when I was doing the Forever Home Friends, which is the children's series I have coming out this August. So I reached out to her again to get some pre-publication reviews because I knew she liked my writing, and she wrote me another fabulous review, which really helped drive people to the Kickstarter I was running to get those books out there. And then she said, you know, well, I actually have 2 books coming out soon, so will you review them for me? And I said, yeah, sure, because that's what we do in the independent writer community. We trade reviews with each other, and we give each other reviews because a lot of major publications won't give reviews to us. So I wrote a review for this book, Hearts Are Like Balloons. So this is Candace's first contemporary young adult novel. Contemporary young adult's actually my favorite genre. It always has been. So when she told me she was writing a contemporary young adult book, I was super excited to read this. And then when she told me the title was Hearts Are Like Balloons, the first thing I thought was like, wow, that's going to be a really cool cover image, because just like the picture that brings to mind of like heart-shaped balloons, that's really pretty. So, and then when I finally did see the cover art, it did not disappoint at all. So look at that, that's so pretty. It's got the balloons and they're heart-shaped, and I really like the way the title actually plays into this book, because it's a whole metaphor, right, about how emotions they're like balloons in the sense that they can inflate, they can deflate. It's a book about going on an emotional roller coaster, kind of. Sometimes things are really happy, and things are, you know, like a balloon that's just been inflated and it's excited and ready to celebrate and fly away. Or sometimes they deflate and they bring us down. So I thought she did a really good job with that analogy and giving the book a lot of meaning with that. So for what this book is about, it is about a girl named May, and May is, I think, about 17 years old. She's a junior in high school, and she has been very passionate about art for her entire life, especially because she has a really positive relationship with her father, and she has really good memories of her and her father doing art together. So at the beginning of the book, things are going really badly for her because her dad has been diagnosed with cancer, and it doesn't seem like he's going to be able to survive through it. They're pretty sure he's going to die. So she's going through a really tough time, and she's trying to look to art to help comfort her in that time when her dad, who's the person she was closest to, is about to kind of leave her. So that's where we start off. The book is really sad at the beginning, but it does go through a range of emotions. So this book actually covers about 10 years of May's life, and that's another thing I really like about it, because I like books that play with time in fun ways like that. Like books that'll cover like a 10-year time period or all happen in one day. Things like that. And they'll be like the same length of book, but sometimes it's one night or sometimes it's 10 or 20 years. So I love seeing what authors can do with time in that sense. So we go through 10 years of May's life, from starting when she's in high school and going all the way until she is like 26 years old, I want to say. So, yeah, so the book starts off, and this isn't a spoiler, her dad does die at the very beginning, and it's a really tough time for her. Her mom is working all the time to support them, and they need some extra money, so she ends up getting a job at a bookstore where she meets some fun people. She meets one character who's my favorite character. Her name is Violet. Violet is super artsy. She has bright purple hair, and I related to that a lot because I used to have purple hair, and purple's my favorite color. I love having purple everything, so I loved the character of Violet. And then Violet's brother also works at the bookstore. His name is Nico, and Nico is the guy that May ends up falling in love with, and they have a really cute romance together. So I'm not usually one for romance, especially like teen romances in books. Like, I know they're very common and they happen a lot, but usually I'm like, oh, this is so cheesy. But this one was really well done. So guys, I recommend this. They had a lot of chemistry with each other. You could really tell that they cared about each other a lot, and Nico was really there to help her through all the tough times in her life with losing her father and everything. So he was a good example of a supportive boyfriend that you want to have a good relationship with. So this book has a healthy relationship. That's good. So now I'm going to get into, there's going to be a couple spoilers coming up, so if you don't want spoilers on this book, if you want to read it without knowing anything, then I would say stop watching here and skip ahead to the end. So what ends up happening is, like I said, this book is an emotional roller coaster, so things are going well for May after her father dies because she meets Nico and they have a really great relationship, but then she gets pregnant. So that's a big shock to her. She wasn't expecting that. So now things are difficult for her again. She has her mom super disappointed because she's like, oh, my husband just died and now my daughter's pregnant in high school, and Nico's family's not super happy about it either, and they just have all the complications that come with being a pregnant teenage couple, which is not easy. So then they end up going to prom together, which is super cute, and things start to look up for them again because they decide they're going to keep the baby, they decide on names for it, they feel content and confident and happy in their decision. So things are getting happy for them again. And they have a super cute scene at prom where they're like, she's really self-conscious because she's visibly pregnant now, and she's in her prom dress, and she's like, I don't feel good about myself like this. So they just leave the prom and like go get ice cream together. It's so cute because I'm like, yeah, you guys don't want to be at the prom, don't be at the prom, do your thing, get ice cream, have fun. So that really, I think, was a good example of them and their strong chemistry as a couple. I really liked that. But then, as it happens, the hearts that are like balloons deflated once again when May has a miscarriage. So she has a miscarriage, and they were at the point where they were excited and ready and confident in having a baby together. So she has a miscarriage, and that takes a huge emotional toll on them. And they don't think they can come back from it as a couple. It like completely struggles. Their communication totally struggles from there. But over the course of the next few years, a lot of great things happen, and they do end up back together. So it does have a happy ending for everyone involved. Well, I guess except for her dad because he's dead. But everyone else in the book gets a happy ending, so that's good. I would recommend this book overall. I think that it is a good example of contemporary young adult literature done well. I think it shows a really good, positive relationship between two people. The only time I wouldn't recommend this book is if you're looking for something that's like light and funny, or if you're like in a bad place in life right now and want to escape and like read a book to get away from it all, get away from the stress, because this book does deal with a lot of really heavy topics. So if you're looking for something fun that's not gonna be too stressful for you, don't read this book, because this book is very sad a lot of the time. It has a lot of depressing stuff going on, and it is emotionally exhausting at times to read this book. But overall, I do recommend this. It's a very good book. Candace Robinson is a really great writer, and I recommend her as an author to everyone. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this book. If you liked this review, if you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel. Please click the subscribe button. If you are an independent author and you want me to review one of your books that you've written, please send me an email. I'll put my email address in the description or in the comments, and then yeah, please send me an email, and I'd love to consider doing a review for you as well. Yeah, so we will be putting out a couple more videos this week. Please be on the lookout for Cisei's video that'll be coming out soon. And yeah, have a great day. Happy reading, everyone.